What's going on? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Guess who's back? Guess who is back? How y'all doing, Postal family? Is everybody here? Is everybody there? Is everybody somewhere? Where? Who knows? Who knows? We about to get into this real quick. I know I had it set for a certain time, but I don't want to extend it much longer. Oh, that's what this is all about. This is all about that new contract. And I'm not even gonna waste any time. I had some things to do. Did some training this weekend. Was out of town. So I had to rush through my last video, but I got some time to read it. And let me be clear that this is just my opinion, and I can do that because this is my channel, and I'm going to give you my strong opinion behind it. All right? Strong opinion. I'm not trying to influence anybody, but I'm going to start off by reading some of these messages. All right. First one. All the union negotiations were done the same way. People lose jobs. So just take what we can get. Too afraid to take a stand. Some workers close to retirement. Fine. People in the middle want more, and new workers not that interested. After all contracts are final, maybe next negotiations will strive for better. Cute. The contract is fair considering the climate. People are losing their jobs left and right. Amazon firings, FedEx firing, UPS firings. In the midst of all that, you're still getting raises. You have to know when to pick your battles. Someone else says, this is a good deal. I've been in 41 years, so I can compare other contracts. Vote yes. Seems like they hurried up to legally get ahead of the new PMG's wrecking ball. Everyone is forgetting the new PMG is coming. We need to agree to this before the anti-union guy looking to cut costs and probably jobs takes away the layoff protections and auto conversions and who knows what else. This is an easy yes. The APWU kept all the big things. 100% COLA, APWU insurance plan, layoff protections, 4 to 7 top steps, go up one step, waiting period remains the same, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, raise same as the NALC. Someone said, you missed the no layoff career employees on the rolls as of September 2024. That's big for us, new hires. Also, level sevens are only 2 steps away from the old pre-2011 Table 1 contract. Pretty solid contract overall. Yeah. Well, that's how you see it. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Let me explain it to you. What y'all need to rethink. No layoff clause. Yes, it's career protection, but for only those on the rolls as of September 20th, 2024. That means new career conversions after that date, they are not protected. It doesn't help PSEs trying to get converted. It is a recycled clause. This is not new. It's been used in every contract since the 80s, Mr. 41 years. So while it sounds good, it's a feel good clause, not a game changer. Let's talk about those 100% COLAs. Yes, career employees still get 6 full COLAs, and APWU is the only postal union still securing that. Beautiful. But COLAs are not a raise, it's a cost of living adjustment tied to inflation. You know the only benefit of inflation spikes? That's it. It only helps when inflation spikes. It spiked so much within these last few years. What happens when something goes up? It goes back down. It's not new. It's a baseline for what we've had for decades. The fact that we have to celebrate it like a win shows how weak the rest of this contract is. PSEs still get nothing from the COLA, not even a partial adjustments. So again, it's nothing new. It's not a big, beautiful new. It's just the way to keep what we've already had. Someone said, yes, let's vote for Steiner before he gets in. Real talk. That's fear based voting, and that's dangerous. See, David Steiner may shake things up, but that doesn't mean that this contract protects us. It might even lock us in to weak language before we know what he's planning. If anything, we need a stronger contract to confront whatever he brings. Voting yes just to beat the clock is how mediocre, mediocrity is what we're accepting. Y'all want mediocre agreements to get passed. See, they'll keep some people. They will. But they still have that 50-mile clause. See, some of you don't understand that. A mechanic, if they lose a position, can be excess up to 50 miles. Old protections that are repackaged, but we're celebrating that. Things that sound good, but don't materially improve your pay or your power. So the real question is it better than nothing? Is this all we're worth? You know what the answer is, but let's give you a full breakdown because I'm reading it right here. The no layoff clause. It does not apply to career conversions after that date. Any non-career employees, any of the PSEs, it does not cover. So it's not for all career workers. It's only for those that have already been converted before that cutoff. It's the same recycled clause from the previous contract. APWU just extended it again. Let's talk about that general wage increase. November 16th, 2024, 1.3%. Yeah, we get a little back pay. November 15th, 2025, 1.4%. November 14th, 2026, 1.5%. They are general raises not tied to inflation. Compared to inflation today, they fall short. The raises will not keep up with the pace of the real world cost of living jumps that we are currently having and have had for the last few years. What's the price of eggs again? Let's talk about it. COLAs only apply for career employees. 6, January 2025, which is a retroactive. July of 2025, which is coming up. January 2026. July of 2026, January 2027, July of 2027. 100% of the consumer price index, full COLA has been preserved, but there's no COLAs for PSEs. So again, career employees get inflation protection. Let's talk about the PSE adjustment for non-career. In 2024, they get a general wage increase of 2.3%. That comes out to 50 cents an hour after 26 weeks. In 2025, 2.4% is another 50 cents per hour after 26 weeks. See, you really wanted me to break this down, so that's what we do. We're going to break it down. 2026, 2.5%. That's 50 cents after 26 weeks. They still don't get a COLA. They still don't have guaranteed conversion timelines. What's up with that? Why they got to wait 2 years? Why do they have to wait 2 years? You see, we do got a little upgrade to level 7 clerk craft employees. Their top step pay increased. Beautiful. I'm sorry. Can somebody please look through it and tell me what they're increased to? Because I don't see a dollar amount. It just says it's increased. And it specifically says for sales service and sales SSDA, sales service and distribution associates, and other level 7 clerks. That's the ones that are up here. The APWU has admitted that this is long overdue. Please, somebody look in there and tell me what the concrete number is. We need to vote now. Oh, they kept the penalty overtime reinstated, right? For the clerk craft only. Working a non-scheduled day. Penalty overtime is back. It was suspended under COVID MOU Memorandum of Understandings. This restores an old rule. So tell me, somebody tell me. What did we gain? The contract expires on September 20th, 2027. The ratification increases are retroactive from November 2024. So everything from November 2024 until this is actually implemented is what they'll get back pay for. But there's no firm conversion guarantees for PSEs. You got to wait the 2 years, then you go to PTF, right? There's no change to staffing caps. What are we talking about? Oh, man. When they have a specific place, they have a certain amount of employees, career. Then they have some that are PTFs. Then they have non-career. It's called a complement. But they don't explain what the numbers are. In fact, what they're doing is once the people do convert, and like I said before, there's 25% of us that will be leaving soon. Everybody keeps saying they're going to be out by 2028. Keep asking people around, ask around why they're talking about that. Because they know this shit is getting, What happened to maintenance craft? What happened to the MVS craft? No craft specifics as of what they currently showed on their website. The reality check is vote yes before Steiner gets in. If anything, it's a stall contract. That's all it is. Meant to lock in peace before David Steiner brings the fire. Are you securing any gains? Are you basically signing a truce out of fear? This agreement simply extends the protections that you already had, but it adds very little new language. They say, oh, we're going to deal with management on how they deal with us. And I'm still looking for the language. It's all about the language, about they're not going to be sitting there cowering our people and then just we're the what's the word they'd like to use? Disciplining our people. We won't have any of that. We're going to protect. How are they going to be protected? I just want to see the language. It's an agreement that protects what we already had, but adds very little new. It's safe. Yes. It's very low risk. Yes. But it's also low reward. Do you know why? Because that's what the NALC got. The 1.3, the 1.4, the 1.5. Let me see. I want to read something that he wrote specifically in his article. And I want you all to see. Bear with me. All right. Says this is great news for postal workers. Negotiations are never easy and have been hard fought. This is his words. This is great news for postal workers. Projection. And are never easy and have been hard fought for 2 years. Jay didn't even know what they were fighting for. None of you knew what they're fighting for. What exactly are they fighting for? We have secured an agreement that, listen to what he says, that continues to protect the rights and interests of our members in uncertain times. All it did was continue. He at least worded it so y'all could read it. Some of you are not reading that part. We have been negotiating when government workers and our unions under severe assault. You're talking positive, but you're also letting us know what you're dealing with. We didn't ask you for what you're dealing with, Mr. Dimondstein. I don't care about that. We need to know what you fought for. And our unions are under severe assault with the specter of a postal privatization looming. Jay been talking about that shit forever. Yet even in this environment, the tentative national agreement contains annual wage increases, which we already had, 6 full cost of living adjustments for career employees, which we already have, no layoff protections, including for tens of thousands of members with less than 6 years of service, which is just extending what we had, 50-mile limits on accessing, which we've already had. Which means, for you that don't know, if you're a processing clerk and they run out of work there, they can send your ass 50 miles away. 50, 5-0. Elimination of some entry-level steps. Did the same thing that NALC did. And restoration of one or more of top steps and pay grades. Okay, gave us a little bit more. I get it. I love it. Beautiful. Haha. Let me see. Let me close this out. Boom. And let's see what the other ones. Oh, that's the bet. Ready? From the director, on behalf of our members, I appreciate the hard work and diligence of the rank and file bargaining advisory committee, which are the ones that were supposed to be talking to you and telling what's going on, said Dimondstein. We also recognize and appreciate all of our officers and staff for their important contributions made during these negotiations. Congratulations. He's already projecting to you. You're already saying, let's do it, because that's what the wording said. Yes, we're going to accept it. Oh, yeah, we got something good. Congratulations to every member for staying union strong and engaging in our union proud, say it loud campaign for a good contract. That's what he says. His next wording is what gets me. I am excited. Read it for yourself. Go on the APWU website. Read it for yourself. Psychology. I am excited that membership will have the opportunity to vote yes on this tentative agreement, which will not only deliver guaranteed pay increases, but offers and protections and improvements for our members in the APWU crafts. As attacks on the working people and unions are coming faster than ever, said Industrial Relations Director Charlie Clash. Let me explain something to you. You're not going to tell me how to vote, which is what they did. They told you how to vote, and you just accepted it. We should be happy. We should just accept it. We should just say, yeah, hell yeah. They told you what to do, and you're going to lie down and accept it. They didn't say, I'm giving the membership the opportunity to vote their will, their thoughts, their heart. No, no, no. They said the opportunity to vote yes. Read it. Everybody say, oh, yeah, read it. Read it. I ain't got nothing to do. I got extra glasses, baby. I read. Keep reading it. Because if somebody can tell me what those extra jumps in the pay for the clerks are, put it in the comments. Please, put it in the comments. Tentative agreements. New top steps will be added for grade 4, 5, 6, and 7. Grade 4, step J. Grade 5, step L. Grade 6, step M. Grade 7, step M. No changes to the waiting period for step increases, which is about 8 months, which is the shortest waiting time of all postal contracts. They're letting you know we got the shortest waiting time. Do you know how much that actually comes out to? Increased night differential. Effective September 25th, 2025, night differential rates will be increased by a fixed amount of 4%. I believe it was 10% before. That might be good. Effective September 19, 2026, night differential will be increased by a fixed amount to 2%. Job security, protection from layoff for all, for career employees with 6 years of service remain in effect. Listen, the next one. I don't like when you got somebody that's a leader that says, well, at least any current career employee on the rolls as of September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, that's 9 months. They haven't hired anybody in 9 months. Anybody with, I'm listening, listen, anybody within the last 9 months, this is what they wrote, are not protected. And if they're not career, not career, 9 months, that means I don't, look, doesn't matter if they've been here 30 years or 2 weeks, equality. I don't care what the people that have been there, and yeah, I don't care about that. Where's the equality? But less than 6 years will be protected from the layoff for the life of the national agreement. Listen to the words, for the life of the national agreement. We're up for the contract in 2 years, bruh. That's it. That's it. So they're safe for 2 years. Best part. This provides at least 70,000 additional career employees protection from possible layoffs. Yes, a lot of career conversions happened, but there's still a lot of people that are not converted. They maintained, you see the wording, maintained the 50-mile limit on accessing. They didn't do any better. They maintained it. Automatic PSE conversion to career status after 2 years. That's exactly what they do with the CCAs. Automatic conversion remains in full force and effect. Health insurance. Still paying a lot for health insurance. Come on, man. They added a task force for uniforms. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Listen, y'all vote your conscience. I'm here to, like I said in the beginning, this is my opinion. But when I read people saying this is the best we're gonna get, that's not, man, the carriers, the carriers were fighting like hell. So all of the people underneath the APWU feel like you're not as good as the carriers. The carriers were sick and tired of the bullshit. They were mad because 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 was pushed through. They were pissed about that. But what I'm seeing from my APWU brothers and sisters is that, oh man, this is a great contract considering what? What? And some of the people that wrote it, we chat all the time, but come on now. What the hell is changing the culture if we still accepting the bullshit for the last 20 years? That's not changing the culture. That's just laying down and letting them stick their thumb up your ass. Come on now. It's aggravating when I read those comments. Put them all in there. Put them in there. But I'm not okay with it. Me. That's just Jay. That's just Jay. And I ain't nobody. I'm nobody. I just don't understand how people are saying this is great. This is great. If you want think about what the wages are. 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 raises over 3 years. That's a total of 4.2% across 3 years compared to inflation. You ready? Inflation in 2022 was 6.5%. Inflation in 2023 was 3.4%. And 2024 was 3%. And right now we still dealing with whatever the hell they got going on in the world. Basically, you're losing money in real purchasing power. If your dollar used to buy, I'm making this number, if your dollar used to buy you a dozen eggs, now a dozen eggs costs $1.50, you lost money. That's what the whole concept of inflation is for those that don't understand. They give the PSEs 50 cents bump after 26 weeks as if it's a prize. That's breadcrumbs. That's not a benefit. You want some more facts? TSA workers just got 30% base pay reclassification. FAA techs got 5.2% 1 year increase. The APWU is here throwing a party for 1.3%. Talk to me. Talk to me. Somebody got the nerve to say this was great. PSEs are still being used and abused. We had PSEs as tractor trailer operators. For those that have been here for a while, you know, they got rid of that. They started them off, and all of the truck drivers now come in as PTFs. Can it be done? It can be done. You know why they were doing it? Because they were not keeping people, and it costs a lot of money. Automatic conversion after 2 years stays in effect. But why is a PSE still a PSE for 2 years? In the 4-hour RMPOs, they don't get automatic conversions at all. They give them $1 an hour raise in 4 years. They still don't get a COLA. That's a long-term hit. The longer your non-career, that means you don't get to invest in your future. Some of the people we're talking to right now don't care about the future. They don't know about investing. I get it. But the reality check is other federal agencies do not use throwaway temps. That's what they are, PSEs and CCAs, like the USPS does. They don't. I looked at the TSA. I didn't see it. Social Security Administration, they don't have temps. No. They got contractors. They ain't got no temps. This place does. The no layoff guarantee is spinned. No layoff for career employees with 6 years in the contract. But they're celebrating that anyone on the rolls as of September 20th is protected for the life of this contract, which is just 3 years totals. So what happens on September 21st, 2027? It's not long-term protection. This is an expiration date stamped on your job security. Because let's just say Steiner comes in here and starts making the internal changes like we anticipate him doing. Just look and see. Just look and see. For any of you that don't believe me and they work underneath the APWU, you work at a plant. Ask anybody that's been at that plant for 20 years. You don't have to take Jay's word for it. Ask anybody at that plant that's worked there for 20 years. If the parking lot is as full as it was 20 years ago, I promise you they're going to tell you no. I know in my plant, they said they ran out of parking. They had to have extra parking. But now we barely fill a parking lot. Healthcare didn't improve. They didn't fight for any better postal service plans. No. This new thing that they implemented, the contribution rates are exactly the same. And you still get 95% coverage. What about dental and vision? No, I can't see. They didn't get any gains with that. The FE, the Federal Employee Health Benefits Plans, changed with the USPS, right? So they got the Postal Service thing. But while they were changing, our unions were supposed to be fighting to say, okay, if this is specifically tailored, think about it. I want y'all to think. Stop looking at what they show you. I want y'all to think for a second. If they formulated a health plan specifically for postal workers, we are catering to you, the postal worker. Does anything in there look like it's specifically catered to you? The unions were supposed to be in there while the United States Postal Service was formulating and working with the government to get better benefits for postal workers. Who protects the postal workers? Our unions do, right? Right? So tell me, why is there nothing better in there? I haven't seen anything that I can sit here and clap about, or you would have seen a video about it. Oh, let's talk about the annual leave exchange. 80 hours, right? Instead of 40 hours. That's good. They ain't groundbreaking. The 520 hours annual leave carryover instead of 440. That's great, but that doesn't cost the United States Postal Service a thing. They have expanded bereavement leave, yes, but if somebody passes away, why is that even a debate? Why is that even a debate? Mm. A work group for uniform issues? Task force? Really? That's it's a clown show. I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of calls right now. People want to jump in, but I don't got that kind of. I'm sticking to the facts right now. I'm just scrolling up and down reading this stuff. They cleaned up some of the language. Pecking order was clarified. MVS, the highway contractors, some subcontract subcontracting hasn't been really challenged yet, and they really need to put that in the contract, because if they know that this man is coming in and he utilizes contractors just from his FedEx days, why is that not in the contract, or at least the tentative agreement? Talk about it. The HCR, which is highway contracted routes, are still being pushed behind the scenes. They're getting rid of a lot of them, but there's still a lot of places that use them. Some of you all that work at stations only see contract. You don't see postal. If you don't see a truck driver show up to your station, somebody that looks like a carrier, we have the same outfits as carriers, except for we don't have a stripe on our pants, then they're contractors. If you don't see the eagle on the side, that's a contractor. That happens in a lot of the rural areas. But there's so many of them still going around. They talk about, oh, clerks, bid management tool. What the hell is a bid management tool? It's just discussion. Mm. Basically, they talk about a lot of people being career. A PTF is a part-time flexible. They have no steady life. I was a PTF for a while. They get paid a little bit more just because of not getting paid for the holidays. But they can be assigned anywhere at any time. So why don't they just convert them straight to full-time? Because of that compliment that we were talking about. And Dimondstein is selling this very hard. I spoke before and I said I like that he was giving us updates. And I still like his thought process. At least he sounds like it. I said before, if you got to lie to us and tell us something, I'm okay with it. But now I'm reading it. I'm not okay with it. Dimondstein called this win a historic deal. What? It's not historic. It's just maintaining the status quo with a little sugar on the top, just a little bit. They're not fighting like we're in crisis. Every time you go on their website for APWU, you hear him talking about we're dealing with the this and we're dealing with the that. And listen, Mr. Dimondstein, off topic. Please stop getting politics involved in it. You pissing a lot of people off. Okay, just because you don't like the current administration, other people do. You don't hear who I like. I try to keep it down the middle. But you are trying to dissect and separate all of these people that punch that clock that are underneath APWU. They want a neutral leader. A neutral leader. Not anyone that's in here right now. Well, they can't type in anybody's name that they like, but I make sure that I have specifically said it so that nobody can type Trump, nobody can type Biden, nobody can type none of that foolishness, because you want it to be clear down the middle as to what you're standing for. You can say, hey, man, we're fighting against an administration. We're fighting for this. This specific administration is doing this, and this is what we're fighting for. But the more you attack, it it shows divisiveness. People don't like divisiveness. Some people do, but people don't like divisiveness. All they want is to be able to have a union that is going to fight for them, give them what they need: good benefits, good pay, going to work without being stressed the fuck out. That's it. You're not fighting like there's a real crisis, and you're not really preparing anybody for privatization like you claim. AI automation, because that's what's happening. You know it. You know it. You know it's happening. Um, and the bottom line is that I said years ago, I don't know how many of y'all have been watching me for years. I said, this post office cannot do anything unless the unions are aware of it, whether you're a carrier or any other craft, rural carrier, anybody, mail handler, they cannot put a new building up without speaking to the union because the union has to staff them. They can't. And if the union doesn't tell you what's going on, you need to ask yourself why. If you all been in the comments nodding your head tonight, no, man, Jay, you tripping. Or, damn right, man, you right, Jay. Don't go complaining to your coworker. Don't go emailing me about, man, you know what? I don't want to hear that. Don't just post about it on social media. Y'all need to get involved. You need to get your stewards to read the agreement line by line like I did. I don't have the energy to go through every line with you guys right now. And while they're reading it, y'all need to ask hard questions that are dear to you. Each person has something dear to them. Think about it. They do. Demand something. Demand to be like shit. What's that guy's name? Their president over there in the NALC that yeah, that dude. He was at least going around trying to sell the agreement, right? Y'all need to have this man, Dimondstein, do some town halls. And y'all need to be able to ask him some questions. Ask him some questions. Say, look, man, we got a lot of younger people in here, and we've been having some issues, man. Why, if this was specifically for postal workers, and postal workers work 24 hours a day if they're working at the plant, how come that these new health benefits didn't have something in there, not a clause that said, hey, we're gonna work on trying to get you some money back or reimbursement for baby or child care or something. Do something that's gonna say, man, that fucking union did something no other union could do because of the specific challenges we deal with here at the post office. Wouldn't that be some shit? Man, we're going to give you $100 credit for babysitting if you have to work between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. Wouldn't that fucking make your world different just to see that they came up with some shit like that? While they was negotiating those new postal service health benefit, get the fuck out of here, man. Do something that's worth something. Okay, do something that's worth something. Make these people jump for joy. I don't want to be reading messages. Sound like Eeyore. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you don't. Look them up. Winnie the Pooh just always seemed defeated. Well, we gonna have to do. We just gonna have to be all right with it. It's okay. It sounds stupid, don't it? That's how I'm reading these messages. NALC over there fighting like hell. Fucking angry, cursing. Y'all saw the video, some of you did. And this is the messages that I'm getting. I'm letting you know this is a shit ass contract. But again, this is my opinion. I don't mean anything by that. I want y'all to really sit down and read that and don't think about just you. Think about the long haul. Big picture. No tunnel vision, big picture. Look at the full scope of it. Is it really going to be beneficial? If y'all say, hey, hold on, cuz, how come you don't like why we only got like career protections for like just next 2 years though? Why you couldn't put down like for the next 2 contracts? That sound weird, wouldn't it? But it would sound like they fought for something. Hey man, you know that NALC wasn't happy with their 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. So why you over here taunting it like it's something great? What's up with that, dog? We saw JH's last video where he had a screenshot from 2022 that said exactly what the percentage was going to be from 2022, which means what? All it did was copy and paste the bullshit, change a little bit of language and say, here, take the scraps. Come on now. Listen, I can't read half the damn things that's being out there. I don't like, I'm embarrassed for my people, dog, for real. APWU, y'all supposed to be like thugs. NALC, the carriers is tired and sick and tired of their shit. And they was just angry. They voted that contract down like, yeah, nah. I'm getting animated for you, okay? Nah, man, fuck that contract, cuz. And we got people in my last video that are saying, well, something's better than nothing. Shit. Rather have a cup with some water in it than not to have a cup at all. What? What the fuck are you paying the union for? Oh, shit. What are you paying the union for? What are you paying the union for? To help make your life better. Listen, I'm the one that shit talks and tries to bring awareness to everybody. If y'all really believe this is okay, that's cool. My pay ain't gonna go down. It's not. I'm good. Should I give two fucks about anybody else? If I didn't, then I wouldn't have this channel. But I think everybody should kind of come together and say, hey, man, this was all right, but why they couldn't at least just start us at 1.5, man? Just like hit us with the 1.5 first. Come together. And for those that are complaining about, oh, the contract sucked, go to the union meetings. Change the culture. Change it. It's there for you. Change it. We ain't got no Zooms. Make them get Zooms. I ain't going to keep dragging on with this. There's a lot to read in that. And I want to see the actual language before I continue. But honestly, the contract honestly protects the union. It really doesn't protect the worker. They're basically telling you to take crumbs and be grateful. Again, it's my opinion. He said it's about keeping what we have. But is that good enough? 2025? Is it? Think about what you're getting versus what you've lost. Think about what other unions have negotiated already. Compare them. PSEs, MVS, clerks, maintenance, and everybody in between. Let's not forget the mechanics as well. Everybody's impacted. And why do some people feel like it's damage control? That's what it is, damage control. But is it progress? I'm just here to open eyes. Is it progress? Somebody, hey, look, just read it for yourself. Is it progress or is it, let's just hold the wall? Come on. Let's just hold the wall. I just want y'all to get a fuller picture than what you see on the outside. Sometimes you got to hear things from different perspectives. You may hear some things from your shop stewards that'll say, hey, this is good because of XYZ. That's when you say, well, what about this? And see what their responses are. Are we good at accepting what we've been accustomed to accepting from before? Because for 6 years, I've been hearing people complain about themselves being abused. I've been hearing about people not having set schedules. I've been hearing about people there's so much that you've been hearing about. But what in this contract, in the language, exact language of the contract says, yes, if a supervisor crosses this line, we will make it a point to get them accessed, relocated. We are going to fight. We're going to be there with you to do your EEOs. We will get that supervisor out. They're just saying protection. What does more protections mean? What does it mean? There's more protections. What does that mean? That's like when you tell me, hey man, y'all gonna get more pay in your paycheck. And y'all just like, okay. Wouldn't somebody want to know, well, how much? Need I say more, cousin? Sister, brother? Talk to me. Talk to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Some of y'all get it. I don't get it. I'm excited with my APW preparing. Here it goes. Just another one. The APW is now preparing a mailing. That's what I wrote. The APW is now preparing a mailing, supposed to be saying, and mailing to every member's home to include a ballot and voting instructions and inform and information on the tentative agreement. It is expected that the American Arbitration Association will begin mailing ballots by June 16th, 2025, with a return deadline of Thursday, July 10th, 2025. More details on the ratification process will be forthcoming. So I know that I got little notations next to it. Because they will be mailing stuff to you, some people within the last few years have moved. Please, if you are in the APWU and you know people in the APWU, I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you talk to people. If you got to put a sign in your office, you got to put a sign in a plant. Please write down that you need to update your address so that they have your proper address for the mailing of the ballots. They need your proper address because with the NALC, a lot of them didn't get ballots. Some just got ballots like a month ago. Should have been ready to situated. Please make sure your addresses are updated. People have moved within the last 2 years. If you don't get it and they vote, it's on you. This one also says the APWU encourages every member to vote and be heard for this union contract. Determine our wages, benefits, and working conditions. Post entry be eliminated. No changes for waiting steps. Effective September. I like the night differential thing. That's for people that would like to work overnight, though. Attaining a 50, 95% uniform closing allowance, 2025. National level task force established to examine the current uniform purchase program. You don't need a task force to examine it. It's called rape. They are raping the post office for a button-up shirt. They're charging $50 to $60. One shirt. That's a joke. Uniform, come on, man. You don't need a task force for that. Annual carry leave. Additional family members to be covered under bereavement leave includes mothers and father-in-law, grandchildren, and step-parents. If I had a stepfather and my stepfather died, and you told me that I couldn't go to the funeral and have bereavement leave, I would tell you, F you, cousin. Oh, this is the good one. Employees will no longer be required to serve 2 probationary periods if converted to career within their first term as a PSC, which means PSC, first year, they lay them off for 5 days, bring them back. Probationary period again. Then when they go from PSC to PTF, they're supposed to be on probationary period again. That just eliminates 2. Okay. I want to know what additional non-discrimination terms added to Article 2.1 to become consistent with federal law means. Does that mean for gays, for blacks, for old, for young? What is that? People are celebrating it, but they don't know what that means. Does that mean he can say non-discrimination terms? We can no longer discriminate against midgets. What? You understand what I'm saying? There's no language in there. There's no language. And people are celebrating this. You don't know what it is? We have to start letting dogs be our. What the? Huh? Oh my God. Additional items added to a list of cases to be heard in expedited arbitration. Well, what are the additional items? Such as what? Such as what? Mm. Pilot program to develop virtual hearing process for expedited arbitration only. Okay, what does that mean? So if you have an expedited arbitration, they can do, instead of having to sit down in front of each other, wow, they can do it on Zoom, like me right now. So you mean they came from the 1980s to 2025 only for expedited arbitrations, though? It must be joint and MOUs and backlog, PSEs to be included when administration leave granted due to acts of God. That's a good thing. So if it's an act of God, if it's earthquake, fire, whatever it is. So before, a non-career person could not get administrative leave pay granted due to acts of God. Now they're included, which is what? It's what it's supposed to be. It's called equality. PSE is not less than us. They work with us. They are the same. Come on, man. They get paid by the same people. PTFs can now identify specific office that they are willing to work in within a 50-mile radius. Well, nice. MOU for one-time voluntary reassignment opportunity for PTFs, a memorandum of understanding, which means that a PTF, whatever craft, whether it's a truck driver or a clerk, says, hey, I'm currently working 30 miles from my house. I want to relocate to the office that's 5 miles from my house. They can do that if the complement allows it. You heard me? If the complement allows it, if the office is not fully staffed. This is foolishness. Language to establish seniority date of MBS transfer, blah, blah, blah. Look, I can't go through all of this. I just want you guys to do your due diligence. We done dragged it on long enough. My opinion is, yes, it's solid. Yes, it covers what it needs to cover. But is that good enough for you? If it's good enough for you, accept it. If you worried about David Steiner and you fear vote, it's on you. I know which direction I'll be chiming in on my vote, but I'm giving you the facts. Some people this does not affect, and a lot of people it doesn't affect are the people that have been here for 20 plus years. And those are typically the people that vote the most. Just remember that. So stay quiet, say nothing, accept what they give you. Younger people need to get involved. I'm sorry I didn't get to read a lot of your comments. I just wanted to translate this message. I appreciate anybody that stopped by. I wanted to show a little passion in this. But it really troubled me when I see people just saying, hey, I'm voting just to get it over with. I'm voting because I'm afraid. Fear-based voting is not good. And then to read what our president saying, you know what? I'm glad all of you guys are going to vote yes. That's projection, psychology. And for those that y'all don't know, I'm 5 decades on this earth. I may look young. Well, I might look like I'm in my 20s, but I want y'all to think I've been around and seen some things up and down. I've made plenty of mistakes. I just don't want y'all to kind of overlook what matters most and what matters much. You see me? I would prefer them to come out with something that's mind-blowing, fucking sweep you off your feet for all the single mothers out there that are trying to make it to work the clerk craft overnight, or the truck drivers that work overnight and say, I can't work overnight because I don't have babysitting. But now I got a little credit that'll keep some of that money in my pocket. $100, whatever it is, just anything. Just make it different. Copy and paste is so blah. That's like getting divorced and then marrying the same person again. What? What? And expecting a different outcome. They done grew older, gray hair, put some makeup on, changed up the perfume. He done grew a longer beard. He done got bald. Oh, it's just a different guy. Same shit, different day. Same shit, different toilet. Hmm? Hmm? All right. Enough with that. Love y'all. Be good. JH. What does my shirt say today? Oh, with a body like this, who needs hair? Yeah, I ain't got no hair. Anyway. All right. Y'all be easy. JH. And yeah, I'm out.